Most IT teams obsess over the hypervisor. They spend their time tuning CPU schedules, configuring network switches, and adjusting RAM ballooning to squeeze every ounce of performance out of their servers. But underneath all that configuration, a virtual machine is ultimately just a massive file sitting on a hard drive. Reading and writing every byte of its virtual disk, configuration data, and snapshot state relies entirely on the storage stack below it. Run those massive files on a general-purpose storage layer like NTFS or older Linux file systems, and the cracks show quickly. Virtual machines stall under heavy I/O pressure, and taking routine snapshots creates a sprawling chain of delta files that degrades performance over time. Architecting virtual infrastructure at an enterprise level requires a specialized approach. You have to choose a purpose-built file system, and doing so forces a strict compromise between three competing priorities: concurrency, data integrity, and storage efficiency. There is no perfect zero-compromise storage layer. The foundation you select permanently dictates the performance limits, scaling boundaries, and security vulnerabilities of your entire deployment. The most pressing challenge in virtualization is clustering. To live migrate a running virtual machine from one physical server to another, multiple hosts have to read and write to the exact same disk file at the exact same time without destroying the data. VMware's VMFS uses on-disk locking, coordinating host access directly on the shared array by claiming blocks on the fly. Linux KVM uses XFS allocation groups, dividing the volume into independent regions to process massive simultaneous input and output without a single global queue. Relying on VMFS to achieve this level of clustering speed means committing your infrastructure entirely to VMware's proprietary, high-cost ecosystem. Furthermore, neither VMFS nor XFS natively check for corrupted data at the software level. They assume the hardware is functioning properly, which forces administrators to purchase expensive enterprise-grade storage arrays to catch errors before they become catastrophic. Optimizing for pure concurrency and clustering speed means sacrificing architectural freedom and giving up built-in data protection. Hardware faults, like a failing memory module or bad drive sector, cause a digital bit to spontaneously flip from a 1 to a 0. Standard systems read this silent data corruption and pass it straight up to the application, completely unaware that the file is damaged. ZFS prevents this by acting as the gold standard for integrity. It generates a cryptographic checksum for every single block of data and metadata it writes. When you request a file, ZFS validates that checksum before delivering it, instantly detecting and correcting any errors. This diagram shows the architecture of ZFS, illustrating how it collapses the traditional storage stack. It takes raw physical disks, groups them into VDEVs for redundancy, pools them together, and then directly provisions the block devices that back your virtual machines. Microsoft's ReFS approaches safety through copy-on-write. When data updates, ReFS never overwrites the original file. It writes the new data to a new location and simply redirects the metadata pointer, allowing for instantaneous virtual machine snapshots without copying any actual data. The catch with ReFS is compatibility. Its most powerful features, like instantaneous block cloning, are rigidly restricted to Windows storage space's direct environments. The catch with ZFS is hardware consumption. Its advanced features demand an incredible amount of system memory, forcing administrators to allocate gigabytes of RAM for every terabyte of storage. Achieving bulletproof data safety and zero-cost snapshots requires surrendering massive amounts of system memory or committing to a rigid operating system ecosystem. Many modern environments bypass shared storage arrays entirely, adopting hyper-converged infrastructure. These HCI platforms pool the local solid-state drives inside the hypervisor hosts themselves to create a distributed storage fabric. This chart illustrates storage efficiency multipliers. On the right, VirgeFS stores duplicate blocks only once across a multi-tenant cluster, dramatically shrinking the footprint. Moving over, Nutanix uses a specialized controller virtual machine to compress and deduplicate data across nodes, achieving massive efficiency gains. To maintain performance, the Nutanix controller VM uses a custom pass-through driver. This bypasses the hypervisor entirely, allowing the storage software to talk directly to the physical NVMe drives to achieve bare metal speeds. But this hyper-converged efficiency comes with a compute tax. Running that controller VM consumes up to a dozen CPU cores and 32 gigabytes of RAM on every single node, strictly to manage storage. Maximizing storage efficiency and eliminating the external SAN requires permanently redirecting precious compute resources away from the actual virtual machines. The clustering speed of VMFS carries a Broadcom premium. The unmatched data integrity of ZFS carries a heavy RAM tax. And the storage efficiency of hyper-converged platforms carries a persistent CPU tax. Emerging networking protocols like NVMe over fabrics are beginning to disrupt these equations by bringing bare metal latency to network storage, but the core architectural constraints remain. A universally flawless virtualization file system does not exist. Successful infrastructure architecture isn't about finding perfect software. It is about understanding the trade-offs and choosing the specific technical compromise that exactly matches your organization's scale, budget, and risk tolerance.